Listen to me very carefully. What I am about to tell you could be the difference between building generational wealth and watching opportunity slip through your fingers. I have been investing for over 4 decades. I have built companies, I have sold companies, I have made fortunes, and I have watched other people lose fortunes. And right now, in this moment, I am seeing something in the silver market that I have not seen in my entire career. This is not hype. This is not some get-rich-quick scheme. This is about understanding where the smart money is going and why you need to pay attention right now. Before I break down exactly what is happening with silver and why the next 12 to 18 months could change everything, I need you to do something for me. If you are serious about your financial future, if you want to learn how to protect your wealth and grow it, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button, turn on notifications, because the information I share here, this is the stuff that separates the winners from the losers. Now let me tell you what is going on. Silver is not just another commodity. It is not just a shiny metal that sits in a vault. Silver is the most undervalued, underlawed, misunderstood asset in the entire market right now. And when I say undervalued, I'm not talking about a 10% upside or a 20% upside. I'm talking about a potential move that could double, triple, maybe even more over. The next few years are going to be critical, and I want you to understand why. The fundamentals behind silver have never been stronger than they are right now. Let me explain this in a way that actually makes sense. First, we have to talk about supply and demand. This is basic economics. When demand is higher than supply, prices rise. It is that simple. And right now, the supply of silver is getting tighter every single year. We are not discovering new silver mines at the same pace we used to. Most of the easy-to-access silver has already been mined. What is left is deeper underground, harder to reach, and more expensive to extract. That means mining companies have to spend more money, process more ore, and deal with higher energy and labor costs just to produce the same amount of silver. Production costs are rising, and that puts pressure on supply. At the same time, demand is exploding. And this is not just about jewelry or people buying coins, although those are important. The real driver is industrial demand. Silver is everywhere. It is in your smartphone, your computer, solar panels, electric vehicles, medical equipment, and countless other technologies. Every major technological advancement we are making requires silver. As we transition to green energy, build more electric vehicles, and install solar panels on a massive scale, and that puts pressure on supply. At the same time, demand is exploding. And this is not just about jewelry or people buying coins, although those are important. The real driver is industrial demand. Silver is everywhere. It is in your smartphone, your computer, solar panels, electric vehicles, medical equipment, and countless other technologies. Every major technological advancement we are making requires silver. As we transition to green energy, build more electric vehicles, and install solar panels on a massive scale, the need for silver keeps increasing. This demand is not optional. You cannot build a solar panel without silver. You cannot manufacture an electric vehicle without silver. This is structural demand, meaning it is built into the system and not going away anytime soon. That alone should get your attention. Now let us talk about gold, because gold always gets the spotlight. Gold is seen as the ultimate safe haven and hedge against inflation. I understand that, and I own gold myself. But what most people do not understand is how distorted the gold-to-silver ratio has become. Historically, silver trades around 15-1 compared to gold. Sometimes it goes to 20-1. Today, that ratio is far above historical averages. That means silver is cheap relative to gold. If you believe gold is going higher, and I do, then silver should rise even more on a percentage basis. That is where the opportunity lies. But fundamentals alone are not the whole story. The real reason I am so convinced this move is coming now has to do with what governments and central banks are doing around the world. Look at what is happening globally. Governments are printing money at an unprecedented rate. Debt levels are out of control, and inflation is not going away, no matter what politicians say. When you go to the grocery store or pay your utility bills, you can see it for yourself. Prices are rising, and purchasing power is falling. Inflation is real, and it is persistent. When currencies are being debased and governments cannot control their spending, people naturally look for real assets. They look for things that cannot be printed. That is where gold and silver come in. Now, I know some of you are skeptical. You have heard people talk about silver breaking out for years, and it has not happened yet. So why is this time different? The first reason is industrial demand. 20 years ago, we were not producing electric vehicles at scale. We were not covering massive areas with solar panels. That transformation is happening right now. The technology revolution that depends on silver is not a future story. It is happening today. The second reason is a shift in investor behavior. People are starting to realize that holding cash and bonds is no longer safe. The returns are weak and the risks are higher than most people think. Investors are looking for hard assets and commodities, and silver stands out because it has both investment demand and industrial demand. The third reason is the fragility of the financial system. We have already seen banks fail. We have seen depositors panic. Every time there is a financial crisis, people rush toward precious metals. History has shown this pattern again and again, and we are not done with financial instability. I have spent years investing in mining companies and working closely with this sector. What I see right now is extraordinary. Mining companies are struggling to increase production. Refiners are operating at full capacity. The physical silver market is tight. Yet the price has not fully reflected this reality. That gap between fundamentals and price is where opportunity exists. The most exciting setups in investing are the ones where the fundamentals are screaming in one direction, but the market has not caught up yet. That is exactly what is happening with silver. Most investors are distracted by technology stocks and cryptocurrencies. They are ignoring real assets that actually have intrinsic value. But smart money is paying attention. Sophisticated investors are quietly accumulating silver. They are buying physical metal and positioning themselves through mining stocks. They are preparing for what comes next. While most people are still asleep, one of the most misunderstood aspects of the silver market is how heavily it has been controlled through paper trading. This is not a conspiracy theory. The futures and derivatives market for silver is many times larger than the actual physical market. Most of the people trading silver contracts have no intention of ever taking delivery of the metal. They are simply trading paper.